Hello and welcome. I'm Zilla, and this is my Twitch channel, my ancient gaming stream, where I play video games with ancient studies content and talk about it. And whether you are new here or returning, please enjoy. Happy to have you. If you're here live, please feel free to say hi in chat. I do love to hear from you. And if you're watching the recording later, hi, welcome, thank you. Please leave a like and a comment and share and a subscribe if you feel like it. I do try to stream this content every Saturday, more or less, and we are about halfway through our playthrough of Okami. So, for those of you who would like to watch the Okami playthrough from the beginning, you can find all of those streams, plus all of my other streams and my other content on my YouTube channel, Zilla's Athenaeum. You can find all of the details at the bottom of my frame there for where to find me elsewhere. And yeah. So we're about halfway through this game, as I said. I'm going to spoiler the game at this point, catch everybody up. So we are Amaterasu, the great god, Okami, and the wolf, Okami. We have just defeated the great 8-headed serpent demon Orochi, who was revived after 100 years of being sealed away. We have just defeated that demon serpent, and with the help of Kushi, the local sake brewer, and her layabout boyfriend, Susanoo, who now has a fancy moon sword. Unfortunately, that's not the end of the story, because with the death of Orochi, evil spirits have been released unto the land, and we will have to go find out what they're doing and how to fix it. So, that's sort of the basics of where we are now. I think we're back in Kamiki Village from the look of it. And, let's see. Don't have any of that hanging out. We do have some new entries. So, it's time to party. So that's why we're back in Kamiki. Oh, and we have new entries. Orochi. Serpent banished 100 years ago by Shiranui and Nagi, so the previous incarnation of the White Wolf and Swordsman. Each head has an elemental power: earth, wind, fire, water, thunder, poison, light, and darkness. The bell on its back tolls 108 times, once for each desire of its sacrifice. Legend has it that avoiding an attack and making it drink 8 purification sake when angered was Nagi's technique. The water head is angered by attacking while bathing. Right, so basically you get it angry and it roars, and then you pour the sake in its mouth. So each one. So I did not look at the strategy guide that it gives us while I was fighting it, and it did do me some damage, but that's okay. Okay, so this lovely painting of Orochi here. You can only see 4 of its heads, but it does have that sort of the great bell in its center. When you ring it, it does great damage. We are in Kamiki Village, and we're here for the festival celebration of the defeat. Here we have a guy in sort of a helmet made out of a bucket. So he is at least ostensibly a fighter, maybe a Ronin because he's ashamed and covering his face. those little slits in the front are where he can see and breathe out of. But he's in this instance is acting as a musician. Got a little flute. Bamboo flute's very common instrument in Japan. Very beautiful sound. Yeah, it was Susanoo, sure. A new driving force could be love? Oh, you have more to say? So I won't find Susanoo and Kushi just looking around. That's okay. So let's see what there is to see. Susanoo's stomping grounds here. Probably nothing going on inside his house if they're not around, but worth checking. Now we have a broken wooden sword, what looks like a stone carved sword, and a bunch of other swords that look like the real one was in the back there. Is around. So, we have... yes, so we did defeat the hole digging gang eventually. So here's Mushi with his pet dragonfly on a leash. Mushi means bug. This is Hayabusa? No, this is Ume. So, Ume and Hayabusa are two dogs who were some of the canine warriors protecting the Gale Shrine, but they gave up their powers in order to protect human children, which is a very sweet tale. Oh yeah. And if you didn't know, we are accompanied by someone who can actually speak human, Isun, the sort of Japanese Tom Thumb. Okay, here's Hayabusa. So Hayabusa had a prophecy that he would save Mushi's life, and indeed when Orochi's arrow came zooming into the village, here's Freya. You can just barely see her. Hi, friend. The arrow would have speared Mushi, but Hayabusa knocked him out of the way. And then, where is that other child? He was running around here too, wasn't he? There you are, Kokari, the hunter's son, the little bunny on his head. I mean, I did just catch you. You have something more to say? So, the unfortunate sort of like warrior culture, toxic masculinity vibes, but hey, traveling and seeing the world is not a bad plan. I mean, you could just take the dog with you, you know. We've got some people sitting around drinking sake. Big old barrel of sake. So, our nameless man, the potter who guards the way into the sacred Hana Valley, is our sort of hippie guy. I'm surprised he likes sake. Karude is the hunter. He's got a bear skin on his head, not a rabbit skin. You look like you're having fun, Wolf. Just chasing monsters off your territory, did you? You know, this festival's a sacred tree to honor. Festival's time to Honor our sacred tree Konohana. Konohana being the giant peach tree at the peak of the village, which hosts the protective spirit that we have been tasked by saving the world. Here's so Mr. Bamboo's up from Kusa Village. The hunters from Nagata Forest. So all of these people that we've met all over Japan so far. Sorry, Nippon. An older name, or not really older, just less used. Mr. Bamboo is here. Crescent Moon reminds me of Kaguya. You know about her. Let's say how would I. So there's drinking and playing, music happening. I wonder if people are home. Not everybody is out. No? And that's also true. But where is she? Mrs. Orange? Are you in here? Don't cook oranges. Not in their skin. That just sounds like a recipe for disaster. Maybe they're all up here, closer to Konohana. Oh, we've got fireworks happening. So, old Tama out in Shinshu Field, setting off Hanabi, which translates to fire flowers, a traditional celebratory implement in many parts of East Asia, but particularly China and Japan. Ah, there they are. Another barrel of sake and Mr. Orange, very happy. So they have a dance that we had to help with that allowed the tree to blossom all at once. Yeah, he's doing his dance. It's pretty silly. I mean, most of it isn't pretty silly, but then some of it is just ridiculous. Dances are... yeah, it's the breakdancing bit that I find ridiculous. The disco thing at the end. But, you know, that's not to say that I don't love breakdancing, because I actually do. I think it's really cool. But the likelihood that an old man in old-timey Japan would be doing it is a little bit funny. Ah! And there he is, setting off his fireworks. Get some representative fireworks. There's a turnip. There's a wolf paw. Alright, so the festival is going well. What else have we got to look at here? Oop, Don't stray in the water. Apparently, wolves do not like water or something. I thought that was a cat thing. Maybe we need to go up to the great tree. We have... Ah, yes. There's Tama. Alright, about to see something special. Wolf! Mushy! What was that? And there she is, Sakuya, wearing even less than before, if you can believe it. So this is our peach tree spirit, the protector of the land of Nippon. She has a leaf bralette here, and a leaf coiffure, as well as some Shinto paperwork coming off, and just a very simple wrap skirt with elaborate boots. This is very silly. This is just fan servicey. But you do notice the sort of floating ethereal scarf of purple around her that is a signifier of a divine being and is often seen on gods of various types in various depictions. Alright, so... Is that a request for us to come inside? I don't quite know. I don't really know what we can do in here other than just enjoy the scenery, but hey, it is nice scenery. You can see some of our constellation friends. Loot. I don't particularly know if there's anything for us to do up here. Let's go see. Looks very similar to Kamiki Village, quite honestly. There are a lot of landscapes like this around Japan. Oh. We found the lovers. Yeah, you should. So this is Susanoo. Oh, okay. That was meant to be an image of Susanoo. I get it. So this is the image of the statue of Nagi out in Hana Valley. Um, no, I think being grateful is good. Well, thank you, Kushi. So Kushi has been noticing our godly powers, even if everyone else is oblivious. But it keeps saying that they have more to say. Tohenboku. Tohenboku, if you weren't here last time, Tohenboku means blockhead, but can also mean mighty sword if you parse it differently. Susanoo is a bit of a blockhead. But he calls it the Susanoo blossom because, as you see, it's no longer wooden, but it has a peach blossom that's sprouted off the twig. Okay. Good. Okay, so it was worth coming in here. I'm glad. Poor Kushi getting stuck with that arrogant dude. I don't know why she likes him. Then again, he is nice around her. He tempers himself, so, you know. Maybe she hasn't noticed somehow. So on a different note, today I'm filming, is April 5th, and it is a day of resistance. I would like to encourage all of you to participate in the ongoing action. There is a nationwide in the U.S. string of protests against the unconstitutional and unlawful regime of Trump and his bedfellows. A protest against fascism, against militarism, against isolationism, and against really the horrible things that have been enacted. It's also a very sad day in Gaza. I know that there's a major action going on there. Israel has long since broken any ceasefire, and there was a I don't know exactly what's happening there right now, but it isn't good. So we need to keep up the protests, the awareness, and the solidarity with people in danger from these things across the world. Not just wherever we live, but wherever there are people. there is a need for us to work together to bring about peace, to bring about freedom, and not just the empty claims of those words where they only belong to a few, but to uplift the marginalized and to succor those in need. And there are very many people in need. I know this is a little off topic for playing a cute game about a Japanese wolf, but there are stories of resisting tyranny across the world, from all places and times. And the darkness of Orochi, you know, that was someone oppressing the people. And we fought back. Not just us, but all of these people. So we couldn't have gotten that far without any of them. Well, I don't know these two. But I will tell you that later in this game even, we are going to encounter signs of colonialism and oppression, governmental abuses, and dark doings. And every story about resisting that is a story that can bring us forward, can bring us together. Alright, let's talk to these two. Back to the game. So Camellia is a lovely flower, blooms in the winter even, across Japan. It's usually red, sometimes you find white camellias as well. They're famous in Japan for being unscented, but they are very resilient. They can bloom even in the winter when it's the harshest conditions. Their leaves are waxy, almost succulent, and their petals too. So it's a very strong plant. Okay, so Camilla and Camille. Alright. So these two both have camellia blossoms in their hair or hat, or head garments. They're wearing these large hats that you might call a kasa, or umbrella. Protect you from the elements, and the older sisters even got some sheer gauze coming down from it to protect her from wind and rain. Probably bugs too, honestly. Protect her makeup. The little girl would not be wearing makeup, but the older sister almost certainly is. And they're apparently traveling. I don't know where they're from. Maybe the city. So we're talking about the divine brush techniques. There are 3 more. Oh, 4 more. My mistake. There are 4 more. Alright. Okay. So we've finished with this festival, as far as I can tell. It's time to stop our victory lap and move on. Alright, wrapping up the Kamiki Festival. and hopes for a return again year after year. So Eason wants us to head to the capital city. Now, I noticed they don't name the capital city. It's just the capital. Oh, Sakia again. I don't know what it is that Eason expects exactly. Yes, so the evils that sprang from Orochi are still out there. So there are still parts of the land that are not here. So okay, so we've got two destinations: the capital city, which is unnamed. Now, the capital city in Japan did used to move around. Not necessarily every new leader, but fairly frequently. And part of this was because, you know, you would have a new warrior leader come to the fore, and they would want their own home city to be the capital. But also part of it was due to, I mean, so Japanese cities are largely built of wood and paper and bamboo. And these are things which burn quite easily, and so the longer that you stay in one place, the higher the odds are that the something important will burn. There are a lot of places in Japan that have famously burned over and over again and been rebuilt. And so it was fairly common for a long portion of Japan's history to move the capital with each new ruler and, you know, try to avoid inauspicious burnings. But for instance, there's a very famous temple in Kyoto called Kinkakuji, which is actually plated in gold. It's gilded. That's the kin part of Kinkakuji is gold. It's gorgeous, and you can go visit it to this day, but that temple has been rebuilt several times after it burned. So I'm very interested to see, because I don't really remember, how they present the capital here. And then there's the coastline. So we have this sort of this sense of scent being imbued with some amount of spiritual power. Like I said, the camellia blooms are sort of famous in Japan for having no scent. But peach blossoms and cherry blossoms and plum blossoms are all quite famous for their scent as well as their beauty. And they also rely heavily on incense, the incense smoke. I believe that sort of vague, that nebulous, numinous, that's the word I'm looking for, shawl that she is wearing is sort of, at least in theory, clouds of incense smoke. Scent is related in some very precious way to the divine. And that's not at all unique to Japan. Although I do think it's a little bit stronger there than many other places. You know, you have the same sort of idea of like cleansing the air with the censers in Catholicism and stuff like that. Yes, so we're headed down to the capital. don't remember if you have anything other than the race going on. Hey. Hey. I barked at him, but he just left. Come on. Alright. Well, let's talk to you instead. The White Connoisseur! That's us now, too. Rust Neck. It's not a very elegant name. Alright, I'll take it. I don't know where I'm putting it. Oh, maybe a bunny. I think I might already have given... Oh, there's one. Haha. Lily in tribute to this traveler statue. Now, where was that guy? Where did he wind up? No horses. Looked like he had some mail for me. Or at the very least... There you are. Come on! Very odd person he is. There we go.
What?
We're racing somewhere. Don't know where, but somewhere. Try not to actually get caught in a fight. The race music stopped, so I guess I'm not actually... Wish I knew where we're racing to. Maybe I need to just, like, follow him. Well. One of these times I'll figure out where I'm supposed to head. Oh no! I lost him. Dang it! Alright, maybe some other time. Where was that mermaid lake? There are. How do I use a mermaid coin? Oh, I gotta go in the inventory a bit. Ah, stop it. There we go. Let us travel. Okay. So now I jump into it. To head for Taka Pass. Love is apparently in the air. Okay, so we're back in Agata. There's Kusa village up there. There is the city checkpoint. Alright. What's this? This. Can't get in there right now. Oh, we've got some trees that haven't blossomed. Foxes. Hello. Whoa. Some actual kitsune. Oops. So Japanese foxes are a little bit leaner than, say, US foxes, but just as cute. I love them. They're associated with Inari, the trickster god. Hi. Very wonderful. And they are also thought to be, they're sort of feminine. They're associated with shape-shifting. Inari also is the one that oh wow, look at them celebrating me. I didn't know they would do that. But these, the gates that we've been seeing are called Inari gates. Tori, they're called Tori. But they're associated with Inari, the red painted gates. They're sort of an indication of the presence of the divine and a gateway into the spirit realm in many cases. So, who are you? Bingo! So, I don't know if you saw, he was sort of dowsing with a Magatama bead on a string. Magatama beads, just like the ones encircling our neck as a rosary. So, a holy shape with divine powers. He was kind of swinging it around, trying to follow it to somewhere. So he's also got what appear to be farm tools on his back. Honestly, what look like little fireworks at his belt, which I would not do. That would be very dangerous. There it is. There, what is my pendulum? So the dowsing Magatama bead. Treasure must be buried here. Okay, so I guess he's a treasure hunter. I guess that's meant to be a rake and a hoe for digging, and a map to determine where things are. Now this pile of leaves. Yes. The treasure has revealed its own hiding place that definitely was nothing to do with me. Ah, there we finally get his Yeah, I think so. We'll see. Let's get started. Let's see if I can do this digging mini game. So, what is this? So this is like that game that I had with trying to I don't know what he is on about. Suppose I don't really need to worry about him. Come on, go up. Why can I not go up it? Huh. How do I get you out of there? Not sure I can. If I just ignore you. Seems like that's meant to lift him up, not me. I think I'm good. That did not feel like it was particularly enlightening. Didn't find what? No. No, I'm not. I don't understand. Can I go in the hole without you? No. Okay, so I apparently have to get him to somewhere in order to satisfy that minigame, but I am not super enthused. Alright. Found a stray bead. Excellent. I would like to head towards the city checkpoint. So here we are. At the city checkpoint, there's a bridge that has been raised. There's some very strong fires over there. We've got a good save point here. So let's save. Alright, so let's see what we're looking at. Hello. Tea customer. Oh, nobody's headed over with the big drawbridge up. Checkpoint guards don't even know why it's raised. A bit fishy going on. Ah, so we have another person named after a plant. Although those really do not look like pine needles in her hair. I would guess that those are actually ginkgo leaves, and I wonder if her original name was Ginkgo-san. Okay. You have more to say? There's a mysterious illness. Oh, Seiyan. Seiyan is our capital name. I suppose they could be tea leaves. They don't really look like tea leaves either. They've got that very distinctive fan shape that I think of as ginkgo. It's nice to have you along, Harusakiemon. So, for calling the capital Seian, so Seiankyo means peaceful western capital. I don't think it was ever a real place. I'm seeing some rumors that it is based on Kyoto. So Heian-kyo. This is why I think this is part of why I think of this game as Heian era. Actually, I think is so Heian period was 700s to 1100s, 1200 maybe CE, and this is a period when Kyoto was the capital for a very long time, and was sometimes referred to as Heian-kyo. So kyo means capital. And Kyoto is really just capital city. But I really do think that Seian is making a reference to Heian here, Heian-kyo, when Kyoto was. Hello. So there's an illness in Seian-kyo, or Kyoto, and they have raised the bridges to keep people out. So we have some new flora over here, as well as those foxes nearby. Got these beautiful blue flowers. We've got some road Buddhas. More traveler statues. So these are specifically Buddhas, and you can kind of tell by the way that their ears are, if nothing else. I mean, they're in that sort of, pondering meditative pose, but the elongated ears and the it's a good pun. You mean Heian and Seian? Yeah, I think it's pretty clever. But yeah, so those are signs of a more sort of Indian style of dress. And why is that guy shooting arrows at the bridge? So that's going to be an influence of the Buddha. Buddhism came to Japan really like 100 years or so before the Heian era. So it's pretty entrenched by then. But they've got their own spin on it. Something to examine here. What are you telling me? Oh, there's birds. That's what. Come back, birds, I will feed you. These little green songbirds. Yes, absolutely. Let's feed the birds. We've gotta always feed the birds. then I was going to look at this, which looks like gravestones. Graves for travelers who didn't make it to the city. This is also not uncommon to see roadside shrines, roadside graves. People who were traveling, especially older ones when traveling was more dangerous. Birds eat people's souls. Yes, that's why they're hovering around the gravestones. Doesn't tell us why these particular folks are dead here, but you'll notice one thing about these gravestones is that they are not crosses, which, you know, doesn't seem all that momentous until you think about how often we picture gravestones as crosses, even like how often they're depicted that way, no matter who it is that's buried there. We've got a merchant, of course. Oh, we've got Queen Himiko here. That's a lot of fun. Short version, the ancient legend. Yeah, it's Himiko time. So there's an ancient legend, an actual Japanese legend about a Queen Himiko, who ruled a land called Yamatai, which was probably Japan. And she was very powerful, and we have records of her in Chinese treaties of a very long time ago. So this is a historical person to some degree. There are various supernatural tales about her and her power. There are other versions of this story, like if you interact with the 2013 Tomb Raider game or the movie that was based on it, you get two very different stories about Queen Himiko. But basically the point here is that she's a legendary Japanese ruler from the legendary past of long ago that's kind of nebulous. In the same way that the Yellow Emperor is in China. Like a sort of foundational person for the identity, the national identity. But here we have Queen Himiko in Seiankyo. So, we're getting the picture here that there's illness in the city, which actually does correspond with some of the stories about Himiko. But quarantining a city for illness is actually not that unusual throughout history. It's only more recently that we've, stopped taking disease so seriously. No, I don't think we need to do any shopping today. And unfortunately, I think that's where we have to stop for the day, even though I would love to do more. It seems like there's a lot more here. I don't know why we need to know about the well where the tea house gets its water, but cool. But I do actually have to go today. Have some things of my own to attend. But next week we will investigate why Seiankyo has closed its drawbridge and why the guards are shooting arrows at said bridge indiscriminately. Alright, thanks so much for coming along, and I'll see you next week. Keep learning, friends!